Good morning to everyone. So lecture number 4, that is extension or shortening of the bar. Okay. In previous class we are discussing on the some basic definition, that is stress, strain, types of stress, shear modulus, Young's modulus, Hooke's law. These are the several definitions we have already discussed on. And then units of stress, and then we are discussing on the stress strain curve for different type of material. Those materials are masted, HYSD, brittle and non-brittle materials. Okay. Today lecture will start with the extension or shortening of the bar element. Okay. So look at this bar. Consider the bar now with a length L, with a cross section A. At both ends, okay, at both ends there must be a tensile force is acting. Tensile force is acting. Okay. Due to tensile, okay, there must be a change in length. Change in length. Due to tensile, there must be a change in length. Okay. Therefore, okay, due to compression, there must be a decrease in length. Keep it in mind. Therefore, the P here in this case the P is positive, but in this case the P is negative, because the tension the P is taken as a positive, but in the compression the P is taken as the negative. Okay. Therefore, as you know the basic formula, stress is equal to how much? Load by area, and strain is nothing but what it is, a change in length delta, and original length capital L. Okay. And apply the Hooke's law. The stress is directly proportional to strain within an elastic limit. Therefore, within an elastic limit, E is equal to stress by strain. Stress by strain, that is sigma by epsilon E. Okay. As you know, the stress is nothing but what it is, a load by area, and a strain nothing but what it is, a change in length to the original length. Therefore, the equation become PL by eta. PL by eta. A delta. Therefore, delta is extension of the bar. Delta is extension of the bar, and it can be also denoted as, okay, delta. Therefore, extension of the bar is equal to how much? PL by A. PL by A, where P is either it is a tensile load or compression load. L is length of the member, A is cross section of the member, E is Young's modulus. Okay, due to compression the P is negative. The P is negative. Here your value should be on negative, which means that there is a decrease in length. Okay, so please try to understand the extension or shortening of the bar. Consider the bar element due to some axial pull or due to axial load for a length of L and a cross section area. Then, okay, due to tensile load there must be a possible change in delta. Therefore, stress is equal to how much? P by A. Due to compression there must be a decrease in length delta. Therefore, the strain is delta by L. Apply the Hooke's law. The stress is proportional to strain within an elastic limit. Therefore, Young's modulus or modulus of velocity is equal to stress by strain. That is sigma by epsilon A, where sigma nothing but what it is, a stress. What is the definition of a stress? It is load by area, that is P by A, and strain is nothing but what it is? It is a delta by L. Therefore, it is a PL by A delta. Therefore, delta is a nothing but either it is extension or, okay, decrease, that is PL by A. Therefore, extension of the bar element delta is equal to how much? PL by A. P is load, either it is axial or compression. If it is axial, positive. If it is a compression, minus. L is length of the member. A is cross section of the member, where, okay, E is Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity. And analysis of a bar with a varying cross section. It is very simple. In previous, which consists of only one bar. Here, okay, varying cross section with the same geometrical shape. When the load is applied on both ends, see here, when the load is applied on both ends, the same load can be distributed through the, okay, remaining three sections. Okay, for a given section, see here, this is a stepped bar now. Stepped bar. Okay, we should divide into three portions. that is one portion for a length of L1 A1, second portion length of L2 A2, and a third portion for a length of L3 A3. Okay, and these forces can be calculated through the apply the some equilibrium conditions. Okay, apply the some equilibrium condition in a such a way that the summation Fx equal to 0. Okay, consider the free body diagram of the first portion, the PP. Okay, that is a P1, and similarly P2, and similarly P3. That should be calculated by applying some boundary condition, that is your equilibrium condition, summation Fx equal to 0. Right side force should be taken as a positive, left side force should be taken as negative. Okay, that is in the form of a table. For the portion 1, what is your sigma? P by A1, and strain, okay, P by E, that is stress by E, stress by Young's modulus, that is stress is nothing but P by E1E. Okay, therefore extension is equal to how much? P1 L1 by E1 E. Of course, for this case your P should be same and Young's modulus should be same. Similarly, for the second portion, sigma 2 P by A2 E2 P by A2E, and delta P L2 by A2E. Similarly, for the third portion, sigma 3 P by A3 epsilon, that is stress. Stress is equal to how much? P by A3E, and delta is equal to PL3 by A3E. Hence, the total change in length of the bar is delta is equal to how much? Delta 1 plus delta 2 plus delta 3. See, PL1 by A1E, that is PL by A for the first portion, PL A by for the second portion, and PL by A for the third portion. If E remains same through the length of the bar, P by E take it as outside, because the load is transferred to the all three sectional members. If E is different, then this must be. So keep it in mind, for a stepped bar, you should remember only one formula, that is PL by EE. PL by EE. Clear? Okay. Next, the main summary of the previous classes, that is lecture number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. This is an important formula which are used for the problem solve, that is problems. Sigma is equal to P by E, where P is a load acting on a member, either it is measured in terms of Newton or kilonewton. 1 kilonewton is equal to how much Newton? It is 1000 Newton, that is 10 raised to 3 Newton. 1 Newton is nothing but it is a 10 raised to minus 3 kilonewton, remember. And area is measured either in mm square, centimeter square, or meter square. If sigma is Newton per mm square, it is nothing but a megapascal, okay, and kilonewton per meter square. And the strain is epsilon E equal to delta L by L, that is change in length to the origin length. According to Hooke's law, stress is directly proportional to strain. Therefore, E is equal to stress by strain of the each material. Shear stress, shear force by, okay, cross sectional area. And volumetric strain EV equal to how much? Delta V by V. And delta V is change in volume, where V is original volume, that is L into B into D, that is area into length, LBD. Okay. Longitudinal strain, of course, the same, that is epsilon E equal to delta L by L. Lateral strain delta B by B or delta D by D, where B is actual width and D is actual depth. And a Poisson's ratio, it is a ratio of lateral strain to the longitudinal strain. And a shear modulus or modulus of rigidity C is equal to tau by phi, where tau is shear stress and phi is shear strain. And this area is a different for different types of material. If your member is square, the area should be B into B. If it is a rectangle, area is equal to how much? B into D. If it is circle or a solid, okay, A equal to pi by 4 into D square. If it is hollow circle, A equal to pi by 4 to D square into minus small d square. Capital D is a outer dia, small d is a inner dia. That should be calculated by outer dia minus 2 times of its thickness. Okay. And due to tension test, you have to remember this formula, that is elastic limit. The stress at the elastic limit is elastic load divided by area. Percentage of elongation, final extension divided by original extension into 100. Percentage in reduction in area, AI minus AF, that is initial minus final divided by AI into 100. Ultimate tensile stress, that is sigma alt is equal to PU by, where PU is ultimate load divided by area, and P is also nothing but it is a P max. And the true stress, it is sigma TR is equal to P by actual area. Factor of safety is nothing but it is ultimate stress by working stress. These are the several important formulas, okay, for the last 4 lectures. You have to remember these formula, okay, very very important. Next is, okay, I can directly start with the problems now. First problem, see here. A circular rod of a dia 20 mm and 500 mm long is subjected to a tensile load of 45 kilonewton. The modulus of velocity for a steel may be taken as 200 kilonewton per mm square. Find the stress, strain and elongation of the bar due to the applied load. It's very simple, okay. A circular rod of a dia, a circular rod of the member of a dia is equal to how much? 20 mm. Length is equal to how much? 500 mm, which is subjected to on a which force, that is P is equal to how much? 45 kilonewton. 45 kilonewton. And the modulus of velocity, that is capital E, is equal to how much? 200 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, the main outputs are stress, you have to calculate the sigma, strain, epsilon E, and elongation of the bar, that is delta. Okay, these are the input values and problem. Okay, see here, first given data, dia of the bar is equal to how much? 20 mm. Therefore area of the solid bar is equal to how much? Pi by 4 into d square. Pi by 4 into 20 square, that is 314.15 mm square, because your dia is in terms of mm. And length is equal to how much? 500. Therefore load is equal to how much? 45 kilonewton, because your stress is Newton per mm square. Therefore you should convert it into kilonewton into Newton, that is 45 into 10 raised to 3 Newton. And E is equal to 200 kilonewton. You have to again convert it into Newton per mm square. And that is 1 kilo is equal to how much? 10 raised to 3 Newton per mm square. And the main outputs are, you have to calculate the stress, strain and delta. First, stress, direct formula. Stress is equal to load by area. Load 45 into 10 raised to 3, area this one. Therefore the stress is equal to how much? 143.24 Newton per mm square. Which type of stress it is? Tensile stress. Therefore it is positive. Strain, epsilon E equal to stress by E, that is 0.00713. It is a unitless. And elongation, that is PL by E. That is, okay, 45 into 10 raised to 3 into length divided by area and E, that is 0.3583 mm. Is it clear? Okay, it is very simple. A circular rod of a dia is given to you with a length L is given to you, P is also given to you, and E, where E is Young's modulus. You have to calculate the stress, strain and elongation. So come to the part of second problem. The second problem, okay, a hollow cast iron cylinder 4 meter long, 300 mm outer dia, and the thickness of the metal is, okay, 50 mm, which is subjected to a central load of, on the top when standing straight, the stress produced is 75,000 kilonewton per meter square, and assume Young's modulus of the cast iron is 1.5 into 10 raised to 8 kilonewton per meter square. Find the, here also same, magnitude of a load, longitudinal strain, okay, and total decrease in length. Of course, see here, this is a hollow cylindrical tube, outer dia 300 mm, thickness 50 mm. You have to calculate the internal dia, because you have to, your aim is to calculate the area now. Okay, area is equal to how much? Pi by 4 into capital D square minus small d square. Capital D is given to you, that is the value. D is equal to how much? 300 mm. Small d you have to calculate separately, that is outer dia minus 2 times of the thickness. One thickness on the right side, one thickness on the left side. Therefore D is equal to how much? 200 mm. That is, if you convert it to meter, 200 by 1000, it is 0.2 meter. Therefore see here, L is 4 meter, D is 300, T is 50 mm, converted into meter, and stress is 75,000 kilonewton, E equal to 1 point. Therefore inner dia, this one, you have to calculate the area separately and calculate the output stress value. Stress is equal to load by area. You know the stress value, you know the area. What is your unknown value? P. P is equal to stress into area, kilonewton, because because okay, stress is always in terms of what? The stress is already mentioned to you, kilonewton per meter square. Therefore, the length and dia and thickness should be on meter. Yeah, don't confuse on a meter. Okay, either you can convert it into meter or mm. Okay, your answer must be on kilonewton or newton. Strain E is equal to sigma by E, that is sigma by this one. Therefore, E equal to that is epsilon E equal to this one. And to decrease in length, that is PL by E. P is directly given and L. Okay. These are the problems. Okay. If you see the alternate, that is alternate way to solve the strain value, change in length to the original length. Okay. Therefore, delta L is equal to strain into this one. Strain equal to how much? Already calculated, that is 0.005, okay, 2 mm. So please go through the problems once again and try to understand the basic input values. Clear? Clear? And third one, a hollow steel tube of a 3.5 meter long and has an external dia of 120. See here, a hollow steel tube length is equal to how much? 3.5, external dia 120. In order to determine internal dia, your aim is to calculate the internal dia. The tube was subjected to a tensile load of 400 kilonewton. That is P is equal to how much? 400 kilonewton. And extension was measured to be a 2 mm. That is change in length is equal to how much? 2 mm. If the modulus of velocity for the tube material, that is E, is given to you 200 GPa. Again, 1 GPa is equal to how much? 10 raised to 3 Newton per mm square. Therefore, the E should be 200 into 10 raised to 3 or 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Okay, then see here. According to the input value, length, external dia, load, extension is given to you, including D. You have to calculate the area separately. Area is equal to how much? D. Because your aim is to calculate the inner dia. Clear? Then we know the extension, that is delta L is equal to how much? PL by A, or delta is equal to how much? PL by A. Okay. In this case, the unknown factor is in area only, that is small d. Okay. So apply some mathematical basic equation and try to calculate the inner dia. Therefore, the D is equal to how much? 99.71 mm. Okay. And further we will continue with the next class. So just today class outcome is, just you have to remember the either it is extension or compression or decrease in length, especially for the formula PL by A. These equation can be derived with the help of Hooke's law, that is E equal to stress by strain. That is stress is P by A and strain is change in length to the original length. Okay. And analysis of varying cross section with the same funda. Okay. And then you have to calculate the problems on basic definitions, that is stress, strain and elongation of the ball. Okay. Thank you.